G'day everyone, it's Calvin here, Shearing Sheep New Zealand. I'm going to tell you a story about what I think might be the world's stupidest. So this is not a lamb, that's a goat. That's a goat with a black dot, and that's Hop. And Hop, who also has a black spot, and she is super thick when it comes to feed time. Other times she's not so bad. Please don't hop up. Thank you. But at feeding time, she still doesn't know how to put herself onto the feeder. So this is the view from the main farm. And we rear a few calves. And we of course rear the kids. And we do so by milking some goats. And it's really good for me because I can pop extra lambs over here, and they just grow up with the kids and think they're a goat and don't cause me any problems until they come back to my place. So Hop, I've got some footage when she was first born, and she sucks fingers fine, but she won't suck a feeder fine. She doesn't actually suck very hard. If you go onto one of these goats, they'll just about tear your fingers off, whereas she sort of mucks around. So anyway, when Hop was first born, her mum was Hope, H-O-P-E, where Hop has got no E. And here's her being born with her sister. I'd like to take my car back through that gate, but Hope is still having her babies. I don't want to disturb her again. Just me being down here, she's been a bit restless. I've watched her. She walked across the paddock and she's gone back to her spot. So I think the best thing I can do is exit stage right. I'll exit over this way, past the ewes. I'll go check the ewes in the front paddock with the lambs, and I'll come back and get my car later. One of the reasons I'm watching Hope closely is she's on my naughty list. So with my hoggets, I do keep a hogget if I pull a lamb out of them, because I've deemed it that I haven't quite got my management quite right on the hoggets, and I'm trying to improve that all the time. So I pulled little Reginald out of her, who had bung legs. He had all wonky legs, and we sorted those legs out. I've actually still got him. He's in my freezer mob at the moment, and he's starting to shed beautifully. But I'm just always wary of any ewes that have had issues in the past. And generally, touch wood, they all go on to have lambs just fine. If the same was with a two-tooth or an older ewe, then they leave my flock instantly, but hoggets I am a little bit more lenient on. And if you just look in the background there's my chicken house, and there's Thistle. That's my little fallow deer, little buck, and he's generally causing chaos every paddock I put him in. He is just becoming a little bit of a pain. He's destructive. He's beating up fences. I can't put him with the ewes and lambs because he tries to beat up the ewes. He's trying to beat up his mum too, who's in the same paddock. He's beating up fences. I think I said that. He's beating up the chicken house. He's beating up the chickens. So that's a suggestion that maybe we need to do something with him as well. But he's very pretty. Right, we'll come back and hopefully there'll be lambs on the ground with this girl and it'll be a success. Ta-da! In less time than it's taken me to walk around the other ewes and lambs, we have a baby. Good girl, miss. And it's fresh, isn't it? Hey girl. That's perfect looking. What do we got? You look almost like you're overdue. It's a little ewe lamb. Well done. Does it taste funny? You can see she's quite comfortable with me now. Just when she was coming up to the birth, she was a little bit upset with me. That's why I left. And sometimes it's the best thing you can do is just get out of the way, move away. and she's cleaning around that head, making sure that the mouth is clear. That's really, really important. Sometimes they come out with a bit of birthing bag around the mouth, and they've got a bit of mucus in the mouth, so she gets in and she cleans that early on. That's and it actually almost looks like the lamb's a little bit overdue. Just covered in meconium, which is the first poop, and see on its tail. So that's been happening inside the ewe. That's why they come out this yellowy colour. You got another one coming, eh? These lambs are incredibly fast at standing up. They want to get up and get going and get onto a teat and have a feed. Well done, miss. I'm going to leave you alone. We'll come back and see when there's the next one, which is, you can see here we've got actually a little nose poking out. Gross shot. Here it is. There's the nose. There's number 2 coming. So let's get out of her way. Leave her alone. You leave her alone too, mister. Right, number 2 normally comes really fast after the first one. And so it's 10 minutes later. Holy gee, and it has just come out, hasn't it? And again, look at her, she's into that face, she's cleaning all around the mouth, checking the airways are all clean. Better take some photos. You going to be a ram lamb? Hey, you appear to be a ewe lamb. You appear to have 2 ewe lambs. Oh, okay. This will be interesting what I do with these ones, because Hope here was a little bit light over the winter, so she's not totally ideal for holding that body condition, but of course we've used a different sire on her, and these are absolutely gorgeous lambs, are nice big lambs. So we'll see how they grow. They still get a chance at going into the flock. And so on the first day she'd fed fine. She was a little bit slow, a little bit behind, but she'd had a full tummy and she went to bed with a full tummy. But I went out into the shed, because it was a bit of wet night, I moved into the shed to find a bundle of wool that I thought was dead. So grabbed her straight into the first aid box. There was no time to muck around. We got her inside into that first aid box. Hello, what are you doing inside? So this little one was just a crumbled heap on the ground when I went out. There's its tag, the ewes number, Amos. So decision was made real quick just to pick it up, bring it inside. I keep a first aid box underneath my kitchen table with a heat lamp, and it's perfect for chickens. It spent a lot more time with chickens than lambs, and so we will find a home for this one. Or it may be reared with the kid goats like we did last year. Hey, this is Hope. She's the one with the lamb inside. She was a little bit light coming through. She doesn't hold, her mum didn't hold condition. So I'm actually looking for somebody with a small block who would like a very, very friendly sheep. She does lovely if she's got lots and lots of feed. And then she thought she was a dog. So Poppy, who has never ever reared puppies, ever, decided that she would want to be a mummy to the little lamb. And Poppy's actually pretty good. She'll go up and she'll lick the lamb, keep it clean, keep its back end clean, as they tend to. It's probably yummy for a dog what comes out of the back end of a lamb. and she would pretend to suckle, but again, not a proper suck. So what we do when we have spears, we have problem ones, I don't keep them. I make that decision not to keep them, even though she is just an absolutely beautiful looking lamb, absolutely beautiful, and she's got a nice clean head, but she's still, even at this age, she's just about ready to be weaned. My brother has had to put her onto a feeder every single time, every single day, twice a day. And well, it was more when we first started because we feed them 3 or 4 times a day. So he is still popping hop onto the feeder twice a day. Hey miss, once you're on, you're okay. One advantage that it does, we do have, is the lambs often try to blow up compared to the goats. They get very quick. They can normally outdrink a goat, but she doesn't. Hop hasn't tended to overfeed, which has kind of been an advantage. And as you can see, she is looking absolutely gorgeous. So she's actually going off to see Sarah, the sheep psychologist. We fooled her with a whole lot of problems, thinking she's a dog, thinking she's a goat. She's been around calves. So all these things will add to her character. And she's actually quite a lovely little sheep. She comes up for hats. Oh, you're starting to shed a little bit too, miss. There's a little bit of shedding happening around her neck too. So at some point she will go up to visit Sarah. She will be friends with Mintilda and Ruby Bell, who are already part of Sarah's sheep study. So even though she is looking absolutely beautiful, I aren't going to relinquish my idea to gift her to Sarah for the cognitive processes of sheep study. And even though her fail to thrive as a lamb is only tiny bit inheritable, like it's really minute, I see too many pet lambs that actually have a fail to thrive, and then it is inherited and people end up with these little flocks of problem animals. So Sarah's a non-breeding place and a non-breeding home, so little Hop here will go up there and live out her days being a lawnmower and performing tasks to help us understand how sheep think. And you may be dumb for feeding, but you're pretty clever at other things, aren't you? So you see this little fella here? This little guy's a little wether, and he's polled. And if you see any strange footage that I've got of a ewe feeding a kid, and I reckon I would have succeeded if I had a bit more time. Because this he's pretty clever and he was pretty keen to feed off that ewe, but I was going away unfortunately, so I didn't get time to complete the little project.